Welcome to the Port Center Spotlight Podcast. This is the Beauty and the Beast preview show. I am so honored, so thrilled, so excited to be here with the directors of the play. This is Dana Long and Ruth Gordon, Port Jervis High School, longtime teachers here, longtime colleagues, and we're about a week away from the show. How are you feeling, ladies? How are you doing?
Super excited.
Yeah.
Like things are coming to life. The kids are in costume. It's just all wrapping up. All the hard work is finally here.
Every day is getting stronger and stronger, and it's really exciting.
And we're coming. We're a week ahead of time. This was great that we can get a little breathing room. Dana, how long you been here in Port Schools?
My entire life I've been here. I'm a Port Jervis graduate of 99, and this is my 21st year teaching in the district.
Wow. Ruth?
I started at the middle school, but I think this is my 14th or 15th year.
And we just looked quickly. What number show is this?
At the high school for a spring musical, this is number 14. But shows together for the whole entire years we've been a team, it's like 32 between fall shows and all the senior projects.
Wow.
Quite a bit.
Yeah. There's so much that goes into it. If you're watching the show live, jump in, say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. Maybe you're a music alum, friends of the program here, but these two have put so much into this program. So tell us what we got here this year. Beauty and the Beast. Ruth, I know the selection of it starts way back.
Yeah,
Tell me about selecting the show.
Well, it started about a year ago, and just I knew, it's been a process coming out of COVID, just with different live productions being different. And I love Alan Menken, and this is an Alan Menken. And we actually, in 2020, when we didn't perform, that Newsies was supposed to be an Alan Menken show. And I just felt like it was time to bring it back. And I love his music. We've done Little Shop is an Alan Menken show. So it really came down to the music for me, I think.
Yeah. And Ruth, is it like a chef that you taste it, you let it percolate a little bit, you kick it around, or is it, that's the one?
In terms of the show or in terms of Alan Menken?
The selection, of the show.
Yeah, it's kind of like maybe you bring one forward and you try it out and kind of see how it feels. And I read through the script, I listen to it, I bounce it off of, the whole team, be like, hey, what do you think? Yeah. And they're either like, no, or maybe.
Okay. And I see both of you running around doing different things. How do you break up the responsibilities of who's doing what? Is it clearly defined, or is it where you're just doing?
It starts clearly defined, and then it's like, as we said, finishing each other's sentences. Like one of us will start something, and then someone will jump in, and we just make sure that everything that needs to be done gets done between the team that we have. Yeah. And piggybacking off of one another. Oh, just reminders, Post-it notes everywhere. Don't forget to do this. Check this. And we just work together the best that we can to make things happen.
I have a shared reminder list with her. So I add something and she sees it, and then she's like, did you do that? And I'm like, I got to do that.
And cross it off. Done.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love your team meetings you have, the rehearsals, you bring the kids together, the circle, you're going, it's half love and it's half work. It's really beautiful to see. There is an electricity and assertiveness in that stage area, the pit. Y'all two are dialed in, super focused. Tell me about your literal directing of the kids, like your style and the way you do it. Because the two of you, you're here, you're smiling now, but when they're on. It is serious business.
I think that because the show is linear, we tell the students to prepare as best they can, because they have to know what's coming. And regardless of what happens then, they have to keep moving on and get prepared for whatever's coming next. They might miss the line, they might miss a step, they might miss a note, but they need to get it past it so they can just keep going. And
with the flow of the live theater, things happen.
Yeah, things happen. They just got to roll with it.
And y'all teach that concept. You're also still doing your day jobs. I saw you teach the other day, Dana. You were incredible.
Thank you.
How do you manage the workload, the late nights, and all of this that you're doing here over the last couple months?
I feel like you become robotic when you're really in the last couple tech weeks, but it's just a matter of the fact that the world has to go on and you have to continue what you're doing. And because classes don't stop for us and we're still teaching, the kids are seeing, when you go home, you take advantage of the time that you have to get your work done, to do the laundry, to make sure your family can eat. So it becomes habit for those 2 weeks. And people ask, how do you do it? Because you have to.
Yeah.
So you have to find the strength, even if you're exhausted on the inside, to keep going and to keep the kids motivated to get through the day and get through the rehearsal that you have that night.
Sunday night, the show is over. You're together.
Yeah.
What's your hope, Ruth? What do you want to feel in your heart and have seen happen over the past days?
I kind of already know. You know what I mean? And now I'm getting all choked up because I know they've been working so hard and like every day, like there's little things that somebody added to it and like, a note that I gave them, they're like, they took it and they ran with it. And just like the power and the emotion that some of these kids are bringing to these roles, it's incredible. And it's not just the leads. It's like the mob scene at the end is crazy intense, but it's like, it's chilling how intense it is. And it's just like, it's incredible. So
Wow.
I know what I'm going to feel, and it'll be like that bittersweet kind of happy.
But a nice sigh before you close
Yeah.
your eyes to sleep Sunday evening.
Yeah.
Dana, can you give us some logistics, dates, times, things like that for our audience?
The show is running March 15th, 16th, and 17th. Friday night, the 15th at 7 p.m., Saturday at noon, Saturday at 7 p.m., and then Sunday at 2 p.m.
Nice. And the noon is a new time? You used to do it at 2? Did you?
It's a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Last year we did at 2, and it was a really quick turnaround for
Yeah.
the students. Like, and I like to have them have a break where
Little
they can
downtime.
kind of rest their voice and just kind of, and because it's Beauty and the Beast, it allows us to have a little bit of a mingle after
A
the
meet and
noon.
greet
So
for the
if there's younger
munchkins.
kids who
Mhm.
come to the noon, they can meet the Beast and Lumiere and all of
You
the,
get their autographs.
Wow. I hope to get some autographs. We're going to meet some of the stars here right now. And then I know we have a song coming too. Any last shout outs for our community? Any last messages they can hear before we bring on the stars of the show?
I just want to say that the students have worked so hard and they prep for months like you do in a sports season. And our season games just happen to be all in one weekend. And I really hope that the people come out and support them to see how they bring these characters to life and their love through theater and music, what they're able to bring to the stage.
And if you're interested in coming, you can get tickets at pjhsdrama.com. We still have plenty of tickets available online, and there's plenty at the door. If you show up, you won't be turned away.
Yeah. We put that in the show notes and we'll email that out a few times. The shows are fantastic and we're really proud of Port Jervis Musicals, the drama. There's so many things that Port is doing great. This is certainly one of them. They say the hardest jobs in the school district are high school principal, head football coach, and drama, the drama person with all that goes into it. So kudos to you, ladies. Give you a shout out. We're going to let the ladies go get ready, and we're going to bring on Belle and Beast from Beauty and the
Perfect.
Beast.
Thank you so much.
Dana Long and Ruth Gordon, everybody. Thank you very much. And you can send in Mia and Ishmael. They're going to come in right now. Mia Mesnick and Ishmael Gill. Welcome. Welcome. Hi.
Hi.
Come on in. Squeeze in. This is Mia Mesnick and Ishmael. If I'm mispronouncing, you tell me. Ishmael Gill. Yeah. All right. Say hello. Here we are.
Hi.
Squeeze in a little bit. And you guys are the stars of the show, Beauty and the Beast. Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. Ishmael, why don't we start with you? Introduce yourself. Tell us your grade level and what drew you to the show this year.
So I'm Ishmael Gill. I'm in 11th grade. And the reason I came to the show was I just had such a fun time doing the show last year, which was SpongeBob.
Yeah.
And just I wanted to do another show.
Did you go for the Beast? Is that you tried out for that, or what happened there?
So it was just first we had a general audition to see where you could sing, how your range was for all the cast. But then if you wanted a second audition for a specific role, you could ask for that and audition for that.
Wow.
So I auditioned for the Beast, and I guess I got it.
Well, congratulations. That's a big deal, being the Beast. And Mia, introduce yourself. What grade are you in? And tell me about getting the role of Belle.
Hi, my name is Mia Mesnick, and I'm in 12th grade. And I mean, I've been doing plays since I was little, and I ever since I knew it was Beauty and the Beast, I wanted to be Belle. So, and yeah, I did exactly what Ishmael did the regular audition, and then I came back and sung a Belle song and got the role.
Wow. Was there a nervousness? Like, if I don't get it, would you have been disappointed?
Yeah, I think I would have been a little disappointed, especially because it's my last show because I'm a senior. I would have been a little disappointed just because I want to go out with a bang.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would have been happy with anything I got, and I wouldn't have quit the show if I didn't get Belle. But
Sure.
I just love performing. So
And Mia, how do you memorize your lines? How do you prepare for the show?
So I have my script out and I run it with my mom. And shout out to my mom.
Principal
Yep.
Mesnick
Yep.
from HBE.
Yes, me and her run lines, or I'll watch like other high schools do the show, and then I'll like watch how they do it, and then it helps me remember it.
Wow. Ishmael, how about you?
Well, about what?
In terms of remembering your line, remembering what to do next.
Well, I just run it because I've had a lot of time to do that. So I just run it over and over and over. And then I watch maybe like the cartoon Beauty the Beast.
Yeah.
I watch that, see how the Beast does it.
Yep.
Because it's still kind of a cartoon, even though we're doing
Yeah.
in real life. And I see how he says it in tone, how he acts, and I write all that down. And then I apply that to when I act and how I act.
We just had Miss Long and Miss Gordon in here. How do they handle with kids making mistakes or screw ups on stage? How do they handle that in the moment?
Well, in the moment, it's usually because they're both very good people.
Oh, yeah.
They're not mean or anything.
Yeah.
And they try their best to say it in the nicest way possible. And it's not too bad.
No, I think if they're very like forgiving if you
Yeah.
make a mistake, but if you make it like over and over again, they'll be like, "Hey, you just really need to sit down and learn it." And stuff like that.
Yeah.
But really, everyone, if they mess up once, a lot of people always get it back the second time or third.
Mia, do you get nervous?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still get really nervous.
And how do you handle that? How do you kind of work that in to be your best when the curtain's open?
Honestly, like right before a show, like I know a lot of people like who do like sports and stuff, they get in the zone. I kind of do something similar. Like I just stare at a wall or something, or like something that doesn't move, and I just keep to myself. I don't really like, because like once you start like talking to people or like getting distracted, you start like your mind somewhere else, and then you can't focus on what you're doing.
Wow.
And yeah.
Good answer.
Yes.
Yeah. Ishmael, when you're on stage, tell me about the interaction with the person there. Are you just totally focused on what you're doing, or are you kind of almost like dancing, right? Almost watching what the other person is, their timing, that kind of stuff. Tell me about finding that balance.
Well, usually when you're in a play, you have to be spatially aware of everything around you.
Yeah.
Because you always could get hit by something, or maybe the person doesn't know their line and you have to fix it, or the timing of one of their lines. And maybe like nudge them a little bit or something to make sure that they're on time. Because if you don't, then you can't figure out what to do next, and then you're just stuck there, frozen.
Yeah.
Which isn't good.
Yeah.
That's like the worst feeling.
The
is
show-
being frozen.
The show must go on.
Yeah.
Pun intended from the Frozen show. Guys, tell me about the makeup and all of that. Have you put on all of the costume and all of that?
Currently, I haven't put any makeup on, but I've gotten my costume. It's really, really hot.
Yeah,
up
right.
there.
He wears a big jacket and all of that kind
Yeah.
of stuff.
Yeah, I have these hands, a whole mask.
Wow.
It's really hot, but other than that, it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, for you.
And yeah, I've like done like my hair and everything, and I've gotten all my costumes, and obviously mine's not as hot as his. Mine's are definitely, I can breathe a lot better than he can in his and a lot of the other characters, but not makeup yet. We're supposed to
Okay.
do that. I don't know when we're doing that. Tomorrow.
I think it's tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
How many different dresses?
I have 3 different dresses, so I have like 2
Wow.
quick changes, and
Wow.
those can be stressful. But as long as you have people helping you, it's all good.
Wow.
Yeah, you just gotta cooperate with everybody.
So exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
Jump in the comments, folks, if you're watching, if you're a musical alum, our community members. Cecilia, I see you in the chat. Let me know how the sound is here. I don't have my headphones on because I want to take this out when we go hear the live song. So let me know how the sound is. Mia, any shout outs before we get your colleagues on here? Any shout outs? Anybody you'd like to recognize?
Definitely my mom and dad and like my family, because they've always been so supportive of every single thing I do, and especially plays. Especially like me and my mom have been doing this together since I was 9 years old. So it's a big deal for both of us.
Yeah. Wow. Ishmael?
Yeah, it's similar to me. I would like to thank my parents, my family, and all my friends for supporting me, because it's kind of hard when you have to do something over and over again with discipline. But yeah, they support me very well, and I thank them for that.
Awesome. Awesome. Mia, this is your last show.
Yep.
Are you looking to continue in the arts as you move on from us?
I'm definitely thinking about it. It depends on how like I adjust to the first year at college and everything.
Do you know where you're going?
I'm pretty positive I'm going to SUNY New Paltz.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Very
Very
exciting.
cool. Yeah. All right. And Ishmael, you're coming back next year.
Yeah.
You're a junior.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll have to see when the show is announced for next year what role you have. Well, this is Belle and Beast, Mia Mesnick and Ishmael Gill. Appreciate you guys so much. And I wish you the best of luck in the show. We want to pack the house and certainly have a great show.
Yes.
All right. All right. Why don't you send in, is it Babette and Lumiere?
Lumiere.
Lumiere. Why don't you send them in?
All right.
We're going to meet
All right.
Taylor Mieszuk and Grant Markle. Thanks,
Yep.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All
Go
right.
this way?
Either way, you can pop out there. Just, pop.
Okay.
It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Those were the Belle and Beast of the show. And now we have Taylor Mieszuk and Grant Markle coming in. Grant, close that behind you. I love that you guys wore your shirts. Come have a seat. It's a tight squeeze.
Here, I'll sit next to you.
Yeah. Taylor Mieszuk, the most difficult last name in the world for Mr. Murata to spell. I've learned how to pronounce it over the years. Yeah, thanks to your mom. And Grant Markle, welcome. Hi, guys. Why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us your character and tell us about yourself, your grade level, things like that. Grant, go ahead.
I'm a 10th grader and I'm playing Lumiere.
Okay.
Okay. I'm a 12th grader, a senior, and I'm Babette and a silly girl.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how do you feel, Taylor? Your last show, you're a senior. How do you feel going into this?
I'm feeling pretty good. I feel like I kind of have all my stuff set for next fall as of right now. So I'm feeling kind of like it's the end of a chapter, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
Poor Joe's. Well, you'll always be a Raider. Do you know where you're going, Taylor?
Yeah, I'm going to Bloomsburg University in PA.
Very cool. And will the arts be part of what your journey in the future?
Yeah, I'm going for music ed K through 12.
You're gonna be a music
Yeah.
teacher? Wow, awesome! Your mom's an incredible teacher, longtime middle school special education teacher, Melissa Mieszuk.
She's the best.
She is awesome, fantastic. Well, tell me about. Well, Grant, we'll go back to you. Tell me about your character, and how did you come to grow into your character?
So I think that Lumiere, he's kind of like obviously very silly and like not really played serious most of the time. So I think a lot of the lines I kind of like make them as long as like absurdly as long as possible. And that's like kind of fun for me. And like the French accent was kind of the thing that like was the hardest. And I feel like my practices really paid off and I'm really excited.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome. Do you get nervous, Grant, going on?
Some days, sometimes not.
Mm-hmm.
Like the last show we did, I was not nervous, but then sometimes like the previous show, Dial M, I was pretty nervous. But for this one, I think I'll be nervous at the beginning, but then once we start, I think I'll be okay.
Is that what, when you're in the play, you could shorten the title, Dial M? You're just going to call this Beauty. Yeah. If you're watching the show live, jump in and say hello. There are a number of people watching. Mr. Harris, big supporter of the arts for a long time. Taylor, tell me about learning your character and getting into that role.
So for Babette, we are very, very opposite. So I feel like it's easier for me anyway to get into characters that I'm not like. So she's very flirtatious. She's very, well, I'm dramatic, and I guess that's how we're sort of together, but she's very dramatic. And over the course of like learning her lines and learning her character, there's certain things that she says, which you'll have to come see the show to find out.
Oh, yeah.
There are certain things that she says. She's very much comedic relief. She's very funny, and I've just had so much fun learning how to play her and learning how to be a different person, because that's really what theater is.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah.
When did you know you wanted to be a music teacher?
Well, I was thinking about going into theater and being a theater major for a while, and then I'm also a part of the cheer team, varsity cheerleaders.
Mhm.
So
Shout out to Coach Addy. Absolutely.
we held a clinic over the summer where it was, I believe, ages 4 to 10. And it was a 3-day clinic. They came every day and we taught them a bunch of different things. We were like their mentors, and I was like head
coach, quote unquote. I was elected by my peers. And ever since then, I knew that I wanted to work with kids because I loved teaching them things and I loved seeing them grow and seeing their love for things grow. And my love for music grew in my elementary school classroom.
Wow.
So even though I am going to be certified K through 12 and I want to teach music, I especially want to focus on elementary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. We're so excited. Maybe one day you'll be back with us here.
Maybe.
Dana Long just talked about, her time as a student. Grant, tell me about going from show to show, Friday night, Saturday afternoon. If this is a sporting event, we won or lost. I missed the shot. I made the shot. Acting's a little different. How do you kind of judge yourself or grade yourself to then perform a little bit better for that next show?
So, like, if something goes wrong and I have to, like, fix something, I write it down so I know, oh, this happened at this time because of this. And because this happened, I have to figure out if X, Y, and Z happens, I have to, like, it sounds like an equation, but you know what I mean? Like, so I'm thinking of, oh, if somebody misses their cue, I could say something that could eventually make the scene move along or something like that. So I've been envisioning, like, things that Lumiere would say that could eventually, like, get the show back on running.
Nice. What a good answer. Yeah. Taylor, it's very bright, the lights. Are you looking at the people? Are you looking at the lights? Or you're not even looking at that? You're just totally immersed in what's happening
I'm
on the stage.
totally immersed in what's happening.
Wow.
Sometimes, like, when you have to look outwards, I did a different show recently where I was just me on the stage. So I had to look all the way out, like, towards the light booth. But, like, when you're on stage with other actors, it's a lot easier to kind of get yourself more in that situation, because I feel like when you're looking out, you can't see the people at all.
So bright.
It's so bright. You can't see anybody. So it's not even like a fact of being nervous that people are watching you, because you can kind of forget that the more immersed you are in the scene and what's going on around you and with your fellow actors.
Yeah. Wow. Just, do the kids feed off the energy? Like, oh, it's almost sold out, or, oh my God, it's a packed house, or, oh, it's Sunday, and how do you focus on that at all, or no?
I feel like sometimes, especially opening nights,
Yeah.
nights are always
They're
have
scary.
the best energy,
Yeah.
because people are a little nervous. People are a little worried. They want to make sure that everything goes perfectly. But sometimes when things don't go as perfectly, that's what the best stories come from with theater. I feel like when something doesn't go exactly the right way, you have a good story to tell for the next show, or for or for Miss Gordon or Miss Long to tell the next generation of kids coming up, because we get those stories all the
We
time
do.
from Peter Pan, Little Shop, Grease. We get all those stories about things that went wrong, but it made it just perfect for, like, that moment. And it's like, it makes every show a different show, even though you're performing the same one.
Yeah. What you guys are really exceptional. These guys are really great. As you said, Taylor, this is going to be your last show. Sunday night when the curtain closes.
Yeah.
What do you hope happens over the weekend? What do you hope to be feeling at that moment?
I hope that, because I've kind of come to peace with it already. I know people backstage are like, "Oh, you're gonna be upset. We're probably gonna cry." We probably are all going to cry,
Yeah.
but I feel like I feel like I've had this chapter of my life, and with this show, this part's closing, but new doors are opening as well. So it's all, like, coming to peace, and, like, knowing that even though this is over, I'm not going to be done talking to these people. Like, me and Grant are still going to be friends. We're still going
Absolutely.
to talk even when I go away. And me and Mia have been friends for forever. We've been friends since kindergarten. We're still going to talk to each other.
Wow.
So it's just knowing that there's always going to be a sense of family and a sense of security that you can always come back to when you need something.
What a great answer there. You guys did fantastic. Grant, any last shout outs before we bring on your colleagues here, your classmates?
Definitely to Mrs. Gordon, Mrs. Long, Mrs. P, and Miss Patty Ann. They all are stressed out, like, trying to get this show, and they are always so, like, supportive. And even when, like, things go wrong, they're always so like building us up instead of building us down. Like every single mistake is something to be learned from and something that can be we can grow from it. And it never feels like they're tearing you down or being negative or
I love it.
anything.
I love it. Guys, this was Grant Markle and Taylor Mieszkuch, stars of the show here. We are super excited for you guys. Next weekend, why don't you welcome in Jackson and Abigail
All right,
next,
you
all
got
right?
it.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
guys. Appreciate you. This is great. While they're doing that, I did not plug this in. So we are going to take a little sound check here. Come on in, guys. Come on in. I realize I did not plug this computer in. So Jackson, you're going to have to help me out. We're going to do a little technical difficulty here. Jackson, pull that plug over there and just plug it in. There's an extension cord, so you can pull that up. We are literally plugging in the laptop here. Jackson, you're always taking care of business. I appreciate that. Yes, now we are juiced up. Abigail Strabler and Jackson Brunel, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, thank you for having us.
No stranger to the podcast. Both of you have been featured before in different things.
Yes.
Well, welcome. Jackson, I know you're a senior, and Abigail, you're a junior, correct? Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Jackson, why don't you tell us a little bit about your character and how do you feel coming into the show here?
So I'm playing Cogsworth, and it's really cool. So he's one of the more featured enchanted characters, and it's actually my first featured role, which is really cool.
Yeah.
He's kind of the head butler of the castle, so he very wants to be in control, and it stresses him out when Lumiere or some of the other staff members don't follow by the rules and do what he says, because it's oh, the beast is gonna get mad at us.
I've heard about this, Lumiere. We're going to have to keep
Yeah.
Mr. Markle in line.
Yeah.
Abigail, how about you?
I play Madame de la Grande Bouche, one of the featured castle members. And then I'm also a silly girl, and then in the ensemble. It's a lot of fun. All of us enchanted people, we're also in the village scenes. It's a lot of balancing. We have our main parts, but then we're also ensemble. So it's a lot to balance, and we're a bunch of different places all at once. And it's
Wow.
it's
And
very
you're changing costumes constantly in and out?
cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does that happen right off to the side? Where is that happening?
In the wings or sometimes in the hallway. So one side of the stage, the side that's on ASK's side, the stage goes right down into the hallway.
Yeah.
And the high school side, you have to go downstairs.
Mhm.
So the ASK side will usually happen in the hallway, but the other side in the wings. So it's also, you have to know a lot of spatial awareness. When you're coming off into the wings, someone might be right next to you changing their costume. So you have to be very aware of everything around you so you can help anyone you need to get out of the way, do whatever you need to do.
The wings. I learned something new here. That's what they call off to the side.
Yes.
Abigail, I have little kids at home. They're always throwing their stuff around. They don't remember where anything is. How does that not happen? How do you make sure you know where that costume is supposed to be?
We all have to stay very organized. We all have everything that is ours is labeled with a piece
Wow.
of tape with our name on it. And if it's not yours, don't touch it. So you're always knowing where your stuff is. If you put it down somewhere, your cast members are not going to touch it. So if you have to go do something and come back, it'll be in the same spot. And then you just need to put it wherever it needs to go. It's a lot of responsibility, and you have to respect all your props and your costumes and
Yeah.
put them where they need to go and take care of them because they're yours.
Uberman O'Connor's giving you a shout out there. Jackson, you're performing a lot of different ways. You're on stage now, but you also perform cheerleading.
Yes.
You were the captain of the team, correct?
Yes.
Yeah,
I was.
and I watched you direct so many of the work they've done. Is there a difference between a performance for cheerleading and what you're doing on stage?
Yeah, so they are very similar in many, many ways. But the main difference is that the dancing is different, which is, and then also we're singing and dancing at the same time,
Mhm.
where in cheer it was just dancing
Mhm.
with the music, and then there was also stunting. But it's a new level of endurance that I thought I was prepared for, and I was not.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was definitely a little bit of a hurdle. I think I'm good now. But yeah.
And how do you kind of get through all of that, Jackson, in terms of hydrating and eating something after school, because this rehearsal goes late into the night? How do you kind of manage all that time and that kind of stuff?
So I'm constantly drinking water. So
Good idea.
I normally have like a giant 40-ounce water bottle with me at all times that I'm constantly drinking out of. After school, if I have like a granola bar in my bag, I'll eat it in terms of staying not starving. But yeah, it's new, it's a lot, and it's
Abigail, what do you hope for with this show?
I hope people come out to see it. I think it has such a beautiful message. You know, there's so much that can be learned from it. I know it's a Disney show, and like some people are like, oh, it's like a kids show, like it's cartoons, who cares? But Disney is really cool, guys. And I mean, I'm a little biased because I'm obsessed. But like it's really important messages, and it's like it's so fun. So it's like it's not even like, oh, I have to go watch this show and like learn these themes. It's like I get to watch this show, and I
Yeah.
hope everyone takes the time and gets to come see this because it's been a lot of hard work from everyone, and I think it's paid off.
Import shows are phenomenal. We are looking at next weekend, 15, 16, and 17 for sure. Jackson, you'll be turning the page after the show, heading down the stretch of your senior year. Do you have your plans set for next year yet?
Yeah, so I plan to go out of state. I want to go to Oakland University, which is a state school of Michigan.
Yeah.
So far the details aren't fully fleshed out. However, the idea has been thrown up of if I go to live in Michigan over the summer with my aunt after like beginning of August. And eventually my plan is to hopefully become a orthopedic surgeon.
Wow.
Yes.
Fantastic. Yeah, your mom's in the sciences, right? Science
Yes,
teacher? Yeah.
she is the science teacher at Middletown.
Yeah, we won't hold that against her. We love you, Miss Brunel. You know, a little blue over there. That's okay. Well, we wish you the best, Jackson, in your last show here. And you certainly have been a star this year, and it's continuing here with the show coming. So super proud of you. Good luck there.
Thank you.
Yeah. Abigail, when you turn the page from this show, when will the shows, I know we do a fall show and then another musical, when does that stuff come out? And then how do you express your interest about, hey, I'd like to do that, or hey, I want to try out for this?
There's usually stuff posted on the announcements. There's a Google Classroom for the drama club, so there'll be announcements in there, and then usually there's a meeting held after school one day, and there'll be announcements like if there's an upcoming show and Miss Gordon or Miss Longway announce it. Our spring show actually next year is not announced, but me and Grant get to announce it.
Oh, wow.
Because so we sell ads for the program of this show, and the people that sell the most ads get to announce the show. So it's kind of like a motivate you to sell ads. And
Yeah.
I really want to know what the show is. So I was like, Grant, we're selling ads. So I made him go out with me for the past 3 months, and we sold ads. So we get to announce it. So that's really exciting.
Fantastic. Well, and
Yeah.
if you want, Abigail, I know you're not shy here on the podcast. Maybe we can do something on the podcast too to
Yes.
announce it. So not only does it go in the building, it can also come here.
Yeah, and
on
we
the
also, the
program.
drama club has Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok pages. So any updates will always be pushed out there for anyone to see.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, we wish you the best of luck this weekend. This is Jackson Brunel and Abigail Strabler Cogsworth, and say it again.
Madame de la Grande Bouche.
We wish you the best, guys, and have a great show and break a leg. Why don't you send in Elena and Layla next, Mrs. Potts and Chip.
Yes, Eliana.
All right, Eliana, thank you.
Yes.
All right, send them in.
All right.
And I know they're going to get ready. We have a song coming up. Jackson, thanks for plugging that in for me. All right.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you. We have a couple more interviews, and then we are going to have a song live in the auditorium. So thanks for sticking with us. Welcome, Eliana.
Yep.
Eliana.
Eliana.
I'm working on it. Eliana Sotella and Layla Miller. Welcome, everybody.
Hi.
Hi. Why don't you introduce yourself and then tell us your roles and your grade level, things like that. Eliana, we'll start with you.
My name is Eliana Sotelo. I'm Mrs. Potts, and I'm in 12th grade.
12th grade. Layla?
So my name is Layla Miller. I am Chip, and I'm also in 12th grade.
Okay, both seniors here. Wow. So, Eliana, how do you feel? Your last show, kind of a week away. Where are you in your preparation, and how do you feel?
I'm excited. I feel ready. You know, we've worked really hard to put this such a big production on for everybody, and I think it's come along really nicely. Like, I think a lot of people are gonna like it.
Yeah, and tell me about your character, You're Mrs. Potts.
Yep.
Yeah. Tell me about Mrs. Potts and her personality.
Mrs. Potts is the mother of the show. She's the only mother. She's kind of like, when Belle comes to the castle, she's kind of like the only one, well, one of the only ones that, you know, Belle feels comfortable at first talking to. You know, she's kind of like the motherly figure for everyone in the show. Yeah.
Nice. Layla?
So,
sorry. Yeah, you introduced yourself. Sorry. Tell me about Chip and you preparing to be Chip.
So Chip seems like a very like happy little kid, because he has no idea. Well, he knows what's going on, but like he's just happy doing whatever he's doing. But he loves his mom and he loves everyone else, and you can really see it in the show from the way he always wants to be around his mom. It's adorable.
Mrs. Potts is your mom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Mother and daughter here, or mother and son, Chip.
Yeah.
Very cool. Layla, do you know your plans for next year? Do you know where you're going?
I have two options, but
Okay.
chances are I'm going to study atmospheric sciences or meteorology at the University at Albany.
Wow, that is really cool. Congratulations. Do you have a passion for that, a curiosity about the weather and the
Yeah.
atmosphere?
I've always loved earth science, and it's a very like open career.
Wow.
Like there's not a lot of people working in the science like industry. So
Are you hoping to be on TV doing the weather, going to the Weather Channel, or doing like
Maybe.
research, things like that?
I'd be happy doing whatever as long as I can work with weather. I'm really happy.
Wow. We're going to have to connect you with Jim Cantori of the Weather Channel. Wow. Eliana, how about you? Do you know what your plans are?
College, and I wanna become an ultrasound tech, but I don't know where I want to go yet.
Okay. Tell me about making that decision. What are some things that you're looking at? Are you looking at distance, types of college? What are some things that are going into your decision?
At this point, as long as they have ultrasound, you know, it's gonna be open for, you know, whatever. But I'd like to stay relatively close, like, you know, not in California, you know.
Sure.
But yeah, you
Okay.
know.
Eliana, tell me about preparing for the show. Are you kind of reading your lines when you're in the shower? Are you, before you go to bed, reviewing them? How do you prepare?
Well, I do a lot of running through. So like, I have like different members of my family read for other people, and then I kind of just try to remember my lines as I go through, and they'll correct me when I'm wrong. And, you know, that kind of helps me, like going over it over and over again, you know, helps me memorize a lot. Yeah.
So much work goes into it.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. Layla, do you get nervous before the show? How do you kind of prepare?
I definitely get nervous before the show, but I've prepared a lot. I like rehearse the lines in my head over and over again, and if I forget one, I learn like the last line right before mine, so that I remember to say my line.
Nice.
But it's still nerve-wracking.
So that last line that somebody else says is bing, it helps you remember.
Yep.
Wow. Well, what do you hope for Sunday when the curtain closes in front of you? What do you hope for?
I hope not to cry all my makeup off.
Oh.
No. I don't know. I hope that the drama club will continue to have like a great legacy. I hope to leave something behind for like the juniors, sophomores, and freshmen who this might be their first show. This might be like their fifth.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I want to leave behind something positive.
Beautiful. What a good answer. Miss Sotelo, any last shout outs before we bring your classmates on?
I like to shout out my family, but most importantly, my sister Brielle, who is also in the show, and she does so much. She has basketball. She's going to be joining another sport, and, you know, she just juggles it all so well. She's learned everything she's not been there for, and she's just doing really great.
Very nice shout out. Is Vanessa your mom?
Yep.
There you go, Miss Sotelo. What a nice answer there. Layla, any last shout outs?
Yeah, I'd also like to shout out my sister, Clarice Miller, because she's gonna hate me for doing this, but she's actually the person. She's behind the curtain. She's helping us run through the lines, and she's out here. She's doing lights and backdrops like all at the same time. So she has this show memorized like the back of her hand more than
Wow.
like I'm pretty sure she's one of the most important members of this drama club right now.
Awesome. Shouting out their family members and the crew. You're so right about that. I love the kids behind the scenes and really great. Well, this is Eliana Sotelo and Layla Miller, Mrs. Potts and Chip. Have a great show.
Thank
and
you.
why don't you send in your classmates and then we'll be in there to hear you guys sing.
All right.
All right.
Sounds good.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
girls. Thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right. One more set of interviews and then we are going to get a song here. Be Our Guest is going to be the song. It's going to be a little tight for 3 here, so pull that in. And someone's going to squeeze in. So someone's got to come close to me. I'll take a breath mint. So feel free to take one too. Grant, will you shut that, Audrey, please, the door there? Yeah. Okay. This is Bradley Reel, Audrey Shannon, and Sydney McCoy. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Sorry to keep you waiting so long. We got a list of people here. Can everyone see
Space.
themselves? Yeah, that's wrong way. Scoot in a little more, Bradley. Try to scoot in. There you go. Good. Get these stars on here. Bradley, why don't we start with you? Introduce yourself, your grade level, and your character.
Hi, I'm Bradley. I'm a junior and I'm playing LeFou.
LeFou. And who is LeFou in the show?
Well, translated means the crazy or the fool. And he's the bad guy, but not really the bad guy. He's the dumb bad guy. So that's pretty fun.
Okay. Audrey?
I'm Audrey Shannon. I'm a freshman here, and I'm playing the Enchantress who curses the beast in the beginning, as well as a villager and a napkin for the big, be our guest scene.
Ooh,
yeah.
Very cool. Curse is like a bad spell, or like you're cursing at him like you're from the
Curse
city?
is a bad spell.
Okay. I don't know if you get in trouble for some foul language there. Sydney, how about you?
Hi, I'm Sydney McCoy. I'm a junior, 11th grader here. I am a silly girl and a napkin in the Be Our Guest scene as well. And silly girls, we just kind of swoon after Gaston. And
With good reason.
Yeah, absolutely. Sydney, tell me about your preparation. Are you reading your notes during math class? Are you doing it at lunch? How are you preparing for the show?
well, when I walk through the hallways, I always have my headphones on. I'm always listening to the soundtrack. At this point, I've memorized all the words, so I'm just throughout the day just constantly listening to it, making sure I don't forget anything.
Wow. So you're listening to this. I never heard that before. What a great thing. Wow. Awesome. And then what do you do when your lines, how do you do you know your lines are coming?
Well, I only have a few lines, and I know the music cues. I know who says their line in front of me. So when you practice like that with your peers, and you can get it. And yeah, it's not too difficult, but it takes some awareness, I guess, some cognition of the music.
Great answer there. Audrey, I know you're new with us. I met your brother the other day. So how do you feel on the eve of your first show here?
I feel really good. I don't know. I'm really glad that I joined here. It's like a really nice community. Helped me meet a lot of people since this is my first year here. And I do dance outside of this. So I feel like I can just play that into the roles that I'm doing, and I really enjoy that. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we're so glad you came. They're new to our district, and we're excited to have the Shannons here. Bradley, your dad is involved in the music program for years here. Tell me about your preparation. What are some things that you do to be ready for the show?
Well, usually like looking through the script and that type of thing. I also get most of the songs stuck in my head a ton, so having it in loop in my head helps a lot.
But you prefer to read it versus listening?
For the most part, I have started listening to the soundtrack a little bit in the last week or so.
Yeah.
But I'd rather look at it.
Okay. Do you get nervous?
Not really.
No.
I've done a lot of shows.
Yeah, you had your experience there. Okay. And what do you hope for this weekend or next weekend, Bradley?
I don't make a stupid mistake.
It happens, right? I mean, the
Yeah.
show must go on. They happen. How would you recover from a mistake if it did happen?
Pretend it didn't happen.
Just
Like,
keep-
because
yeah.
if it didn't happen and nobody notices, did it happen?
If the tree falls in the forest, is there a sound, right? Yeah. All right, good, Bradley. Audrey, what do you hope at the end of the weekend? You're going to have 5. You guys do 5 shows, right? 5?
I think
4. There's only 1 on Sunday. Got it. Okay. Yeah. What do you hope for on Sunday when that curtain closes?
I don't know. I think I know that I'll feel like I just accomplished something new, like my first show here. And I just hope that I was able to get through the whole thing like with a smile and that everyone just did really good and everyone's supportive till the end. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome. Sydney, tell me about working on a team. There's so many moving parts. There's the kids behind the scene. Shout out to the crew, the kids doing all the work. There's so many assistants helping. I know Ms. Burkowski's back there. There's so many friends of the program, Mr. Harris. What's it like for you working with all these moving parts, working on a team just to do something great?
Well, it can definitely be stressful at times because there's so many moving parts and people, but at the same time, it's all those moving parts and people that make it so much easier because there's always someone to answer your question. There's always people to help you. Like personally, I go to BOCES, so I don't get back here until 3:45. So every day I've missed at least an hour of rehearsal.
Oh, wow.
And it's because of the crew, my friends, the castmates that I've been able to catch up and be with them because that was one of my greatest fears was to be holding everyone else back by not being at their level. And without them, I wouldn't have been able to achieve this. So it's all the working parts. Everyone throws everything together. And my brother, he's actually a part of the stage crew. So it's another special bond we have there. But yeah, overall, it's just, it makes the show. Everyone's involvement makes the show.
What a great answer. Yeah. There's a bunch of siblings on the stage crew, huh? Yeah, that's cool. And good for you for not saying, hey, I can't do it even though I'm going to BOCES. What are you studying at BOCES?
I do principles of health.
Oh,
So.
I thought she was going to say, I want to be a principal. Wow, cool. So do you want to go into the medical field?
I
nursing?
do. Eventually, I want to be a psychiatrist. So a lot of
Wow.
years of schooling, but
Yeah.
it'll be worth it.
I need an analyzation. I'm crazy, so you can help me out. Wow. Well, this is Sydney McCoy, Audrey Shannon, Bradley Real. Bradley, any last shout outs before we go here be our guest?
No.
No. No. He wants to get the show on. Audrey, any shout outs?
Probably to my family who repeatedly just watched me practice my napkin dance in the living room over and over and over again.
Oh, wow. Oh, great. Sydney?
I'd have to say my family and my best friend, Brielle Renee, they all encouraged me to do this. And I'm very grateful for them.
What would you say to, and any of you can answer, what would you say to the little kids that are going to be in the audience that are watching you and they say one day, like, I wish I could be on that stage one day? What would you say to that little kid?
Do it. Go for it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so fulfilling to be part of something so big that involves so many people, so many moving parts.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's also very achievable. Like, as long as you don't quit and you work hard, you can do it.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter what talents you have. Just as long as you work hard, anyone can do it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we are going to get the show on the road. Bradley Real, Audrey Shannon, Sydney McCoy. Thank you, guys. I know we have a song to sing. I am going to do my best to try to bring this device in there. But why don't you tell them we're coming, and I'll meet you guys in there in a moment,
All right.
okay?
Thank you.
Thank you
Nice
so
to see
much.
y'all.
See you
Great job.
soon.
Great job. All right. So what's going to happen here, friends? I am going to take off some of these things here, and we are going to go hear the song live in the auditorium. So I might lose you a second, but stay with me. But we're going to try to lift all this stuff up without dropping it. And let's get this out. They shut the door. We got this. All right. We are going to take you into the auditorium. And let's see. Sorry. I got that. I got this. And I'm going to take that out. Okay. Here we go. Mr. Harris, if you could put, there we dropped. If you could put in the chat that you're still with me, that would be great. All right. Sorry. Hey, Dana.
Hi.
You ready for us?
We are ready when you are ready.
We are coming right now.
We have the door propped open.
Okay.
You can make your way right in.
Miss Sotelo, Miss Babcock, let me know if you're still with me and that you still can hear me. We're going to bring this in. All right, good. Thanks, Miss Sotelo. All right, we're in the guidance office. The kids are queued up, and you're going to get a chance to hear them sing Be Our Guest. Stick with me. All right, we're in the hallway now after school. You never know what can happen. Here's Mr. Harris. All right. Miss Long, what's going to happen here? What's going to happen
As
here?
soon as you give us the cue, we will start the music.
Wow, Mr. Harris,
Right
can
on
you shout
down
out?
the aisle.
Okay, here we go, everybody. We are now in the high school auditorium. Excited to hear the kids. I'm trying not to drop this. I see them. All right. Hey, Grant. Hi, Mia. Hey, Jackson. All right, we are almost here. Thanks for sticking with us, everybody. Patty, you made it. All right, we got this queued up. Want to make sure we can see everybody. And I think we are ready, Miss Gordon. Here we go.
Mademoiselle, it is with the greatest pleasure that I welcome you tonight. And now we invite you to relax in this wonderful chair as the dining room proudly presents your dinner. Be our guest, to be our guest. Put our service to the test. Tie your napkin round your neck, Sherry, and we provide the rest. Soup de jour, hot hors d'oeuvre, why we only live to serve. Tries to grace up, it's delicious. Don't believe me, as the dishes, they can sing, they can dance. After all, this is France, and the dinner here is never go on and fold your bed. You take a glance and you'll be our guest, be our guest, be our guest. Beef ragout, cheese soufflé, auditorium ensemble. We're prepared with separate flavor, culinary cabaret. You're alone and you're staring up the we are complaining while the platters entertaining. We tell jokes, I do tricks, this red fellow candlesticks. And it's all in perfect taste that you can bet. Go on and lift your own glass. We want your own free glass to be our guest. It's my time to suggest. We are guests, we are guests, we are guests. Get your worries off your chest. Let us say for your training and a rain. We suggest try a bird, try a soup, with the fruit of the tea. It's a treat for any diner. Don't believe me, ask the China singing or dancing milk. What an entertaining. How could anyone make gloomy autographs? We'll make you shout encore and send us out for more. So be our guest.
And my dear, that's fine with me. Heaven's sakes, that's just
We got a lot to do. She's our guest. She's our guest. Be our guest. Be our guest. Be our guest. Life is so unnerving for a servant who's not serving. He's not told his have the soul to wait upon. Little days when we were useful. Suddenly those good old days are gone. For years we've been resting, leaving souls and resting. Endless songs that just use us. Most days we just lay around the castle. Gotta be back to Daisy. You walked in and you was a Daisy.
This is the cast of Beauty and the Beast, March 15th, 16th, and 17th. Amazing, kids. Can I get a go Port? Go Port! All right, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Come watch these great kids, their directors, and all the wonderful people behind the scenes. Fantastic. Be our guest 2 weeks from now.